You know, I use this a lot for bass sounds just to make them translate better to small speakers. Hello everyone, it's me, Janus Rasmussen here. This is day number 17 out of my calendar series. Today I want to talk about how I use saturation in my mixing process. I made a kind of a template song here. It's kind of just a basic hip hop beat. I use saturation in many ways. Mostly I use it for bass sounds, just to kind of like, because they have a lot of low-end information that I want to translate to smaller speakers or headphones or whatever. I thought the best demo was just to have like a really clean 808 bass and then do some saturation to kind of like make it more audible in your mix, basically. Let's listen to the beat now, and this is with my saturation on. Here we have it's a contact library here playing the 808. I'm using this plugin by FabFilter called Saturn 2. It's really lovely because it's kind of a multi-band distortion saturation plugin. So you can pick how much saturation you apply to each band, which is super helpful. For example, here I don't want to affect the low end as much. The mids I want to do quite a lot to, and maybe the highs I want to go crazy to kind of like get more saturation to the air of it. Let's listen to it without the saturation on. If you're listening on a laptop or on your phone or something, you should barely hear the bass now. And now with the Saturn on, let's look at the peak level. So now it's minus 5.30. So basically it's the peaking lower with the saturation on. The reason why it does this is because without the saturation, you can see if I take it off, look at the EQ, what it's doing here. There's almost no information going here up in the highs and the mids. So if I try to boost something, there's almost nothing there. Put the saturation on, look what happens up here. So all of this is kind of information that's getting added in the saturation. It's making harmonics further up. You know, I use this a lot for bass sounds just to make them translate better to small speakers. And this is like what I hear a lot from mixes. People that are not used to mixing, they kind of don't get that saturation is as a huge tool if you want things to just sound louder without actually getting louder. In most cases, it actually gets quieter. So let's do one more test here, where I go a little bit more extreme on the Saturn. Like there are many modes here. We can do something more like saturation amp. Let's try amp. So I'm only soloing the mid bands now. Like let's go a little bit crazy and listen to it now. Look at the peak level now, without it. We're 5 with it. Minus 6 and minus 7. So even it sounds much louder. It's just because of all the saturation and harmonics that are getting added after the saturation. So yeah, that's all for today. If you like the content I'm making, please subscribe and leave me a thumbs up. And comment on the video if you like the content I'm making. Okay, until next time, which is tomorrow, toodaloo.